One of our recent clients asked about how to manage contacts properly, and this can be a very tricky area. We found that we didn't even have the best recommendations right off the bat. So today I want to talk about Smartsheet contacts, how they work, why they work that way, and how to manage them going forward. So let's start by saying you're not crazy. If you've seen multiple contacts have a different name, yet be the same email, that happens a lot in Smartsheet. And it can be frustrating at times. Basically, every person working in Smartsheet is able to have their own set of Smartsheet contacts. And if they're able to edit a sheet, they can create their own Smartsheet contacts right there within the sheet. So if I don't find a person's email handy or contact name handy, I can make up a new contact name, say maybe just with their first name and their email, or even maybe with the wrong email. I could constantly create new contacts myself, and they would only be seen in my own contact list of my Smartsheet contacts. So this could be frustrating because maybe another user sees it in the same sheet and they think, hey, why am I seeing this specific emails? Because someone else has that contact in their contact list. So you may be able to remove it, but now that contact is available to them. So why did Smartsheet do this? Well, Smartsheet originally wanted to make it easy for users to collaborate well. They wanted to make sure that you could bring in any type of user you wanted and that you could fill and populate a list with the right contacts. Now we know using many of the different applications out there that there's a bottleneck when it comes to giving the right contact information. Perhaps you're trying to look at a populated list of emails and someone just got onboarded, or maybe they're not onboarded at all. Maybe you're working with someone external and you didn't make sure that they have access to that specific sheet. In Smartsheet, they wanted to design a way that you could basically set up users on the fly. But the issue is that now Smartsheet is going far more towards enterprise work, where larger clients are trying to manage work at a higher scale with more data integrity. And this creates a problem because this means that all those people that could create contacts before can now create problems for data integrity. So how do we resolve it? First of all, it's important to make a list that's able to have every user that you're going to be managing. So create a sheet and have contacts for every user you intend to share to. Now, there are external users sometimes shared that are guest users, and trying to have a process where you add them to that list is probably best because that way everybody sees the same list of information. And if you share all the users to that list, then they all have access to the specific right contacts. And you can recommend for them to check that sheet if they're trying to add an email in that they're not usually working with. So teaching all the users to correctly use the first and last name in a contact object will help you set it up properly. Now, I recommend also having reports of all the major places that users are shared and contacts are shared, and looking at those contact objects on a lightly regular basis, perhaps once a week, once a month, to make sure that the names are consistent. Now, if you find any incorrect values there, you try to identify who by using the cell history and work with them on doing it properly. So this isn't so much about constantly monitoring your solution to make sure that the right contacts are done, but finding anybody who's not doing it correctly and working with them. And then making sure that your onboarding process with Smartsheet emphasizes how important it is to use the same Smartsheet contacts. You can share a CSV to all new users or even current Smartsheet users and have them upload it to their contacts. So if they upload the CSV to the My Smartsheet contacts in their own profile, they are able to have a consistent list with you. This is an extra tedious step, but it does allow you all to have the same set of users you're working with. You don't want to constantly share a new CSV file, so it's important to have everyone share to that single sheet where you add the user's email. This should allow every user to have access to that new contact. If you have more questions on users, please feel free to comment below and don't forget to subscribe. Thank you.